Hello, friends. All right, tonight we are going to get a little Cajun going. We're going to make an etouffee. Uh, Generally, I like a crawfish etouffee, but I'm out of crawfish, so we are going to make a shrimp etouffee. It's a very simple, fast, easy dish to make. I've already got my rice going in the rice cooker. We are going to saute some shrimp in some butter, and then we're going to sweat out some what they call the Trinity, which is onion, celery, and bell pepper. I'm going to use a shallot instead of onion tonight. Then we're going to uh, season with some chicken bouillon powder and your favorite Cajun seasoning, which I don't have my favorite, but I do have some Slap Your Mama on hand, so we're going to use that. So to get started, we're just going to get this pan heating up. Get some a couple tablespoons of butter in there, and I'm going to saute this shrimp. Well, that's getting going. Might as well start cutting veggies, huh? Like I say, this is such an easy, fast dish. Once you get started, man, it goes so quick. This is one of those you really want to make sure you got all your mise en place. And I already washed my veggies. Oh. Get rid of some seeds. You don't have to do these fine cut. I prefer them not fine cut, fine dice. Like, I don't know, a little bit chunky. I mean, because that's what you eat in there. You don't want to run these down to a gravy like you do in a curry. And once again, I'll tell you, I don't know if this is authentic. This is the way I've done it for years. It's the way I like it. It's the way the wife likes it. Well, the end of this shallot doesn't look real good. Just whack that off there. Get rid of that whole shallot. I'll have to get something different. Meantime, that's ready. Don't want to burn your butter. These shrimp don't have to be cooked all the way through. We just want them mostly cooked. I cooled that pan right down, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, what do we got here? I'll just use the yellow onion. Shut up, Alexa, in there telling us what tomorrow's gonna do for the weather. I swear I don't like those things. I think they spy on you. Maybe that's just paranoia. I don't know. Did you ever notice You sit around and talk about something, and then as soon as you do a Google search, you start getting ads for the stuff you were talking about. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that's awful strange. Okay. Got her. Stir the shrimp. Don't want that shrimp getting away from us. These are, seeing how I'm in the middle of Kansas, it's hard for us to get fresh shrimp. The Asian store I shop at once in a while, whenever I get a chance to get there, you can actually buy live crawfish, live crab, sometimes, like live shrimp and stuff in there, but not, you don't hardly ever find live shrimp in there. We're just about done. These are just medium size. I think they're like 31 count. I typically only buy like 15, 17 count, whatever it is. But for this kind of dish, you really want them on the smaller side. I went ahead and peeled and got them all ready, so I figure anybody wants to watch that on video. Alright. I'm good with them just like this. Oh, I forgot to mention, we are going to thicken this dish with some flour, but that doesn't come for a little while. There's our shrimp. Nice pink and ready. Let's add a little bit of oil. Just a little. Contrary to popular belief, I know a lot of people try to tell you adding oil to your butter keeps it from burning, and that's nonsense. What burns in the butter is the proteins, and if you don't take those proteins out of the butter, it doesn't matter if they're in, what else you put with them. As soon as those proteins get hot enough, they're still going to burn. So that myth about putting oil and butter together is, just kind of nonsense. It's not going to keep your butter from burning. You want your butter to stop burning, use clarified butter. All right. We're going to let this go for 5 or 10 minutes and come back when it's ready to progress. Okay. Our veggies are getting close. They're just about to where I want them. I don't want to make them completely soft. I want a little bit of firmness to them, but not much. This is where we're going to put in our seasoning. I'm just gonna give it a good healthy kick of this slap your mama. Yeah, just kind of coated the top and some black pepper. Now if you guys watch my videos, you know I always season my rice. I don't do it for this. I don't season my rice for this because we're gonna be between the slap your mama and the bouillon we're putting in there, plus the sodium in the rice. We're gonna go on sodium overload if I were to season the rice and put salt in this. We will check salt when we're done, but I bet we don't need it. I'm gonna get those seasons started in there. Now I don't have as much fat in there as I'd like. And we all know to make a roux, because that's what we're doing here, we're gonna make a roux out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and chunk in about 2 more tablespoons of butter. Remember, roux is 1 part fat, 1 part flour. We're going to try to make a roux out of this whole thing. Get this butter melted in there. There's so much water coming out of the vegetables that it's not going to burn this butter in this short amount of time that we're doing this. That's what we're doing is now you can sweat these vegetables out faster if you put a little salt on them, because the salt draws the water. But like I said, I'm trying to watch the sodium. It's already going to be bad enough. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead. I'm going to throw in. That's about a 1/4 cup of flour. Let's cook this down. Now we're not trying to darken this roux. We want a blonde roux going on here. So we don't want to cook it for too long, but we do want to cook that flour taste out of there. And keep it stirring. Keep it stirring. All right, that looks pretty good where it's at. Let's throw our shrimp in there. We'll even reduce that heat a little bit. All right, looking good. Now you see how thick, and now we're gonna add our chicken stock, and that's gonna make that a big gravy, and then we're just gonna simmer it for a while. That was about a 1.5 cups. We might need a little more. Make sure you get all those bits off the bottom. Oh no, that's almost perfect there. See how that's a nice thick gravy going on? Yeah, it might not have even been enough. I'm going to throw just a little more in there because that's going to set back up. Throw a little more water in there. You can always, simmer this back down to the thickness you want. But you don't want to start this off too thick, that's for sure. You'll be halfway through eating and you'll have to cut it with a knife. A little more. Okay, that was probably about another half cup of water. So altogether, I had to make my roux. I had about a quarter cup of between the butter and the oil, about a quarter cup in there, and then I did about 1.5 cups with the bouillon, chicken bouillon in it, and another half cup of water, so about 2 cups of liquid to it. And you can see here, that's about perfect, just about perfect. Taste it for salt. Salty enough. Didn't even add any, and it's salty enough. All right. Let this just simmer for a couple minutes while I get some rice ready. Okay, friends, right there, shrimp etouffee. Happy cooking.